Welcome, Ji. Let's start Kotlin tutorial. Today, I'm going to talk on the coroutine context and the dispatchers. So, uh, coroutine always, run in some context. So, coroutine always execute in some context. So that context by default Kotlin offer through our standard library as a type of coroutine context. So if you want to start any coroutine, at least we need one context. That is example like let's give I want to launch some coroutine. So how do? For launching in any coroutine, we need some kind of a context. So generally we have right to be run blocking. Now inside the this this is the coroutine scope, and inside the coroutine scope you can launch any context. Here you say print and then I am inside launch. If you if you run it, one second main. You have to somewhere inside here. Okay, okay. Now you are at some top level, and now here say okay, I'm blocking, and here this is your scope, coroutine scope, and inside here you can say launch any coroutine. Here in coroutine say here you can say hello, and if you run it, it will so anytimes if you need to follow so here this is the launch in the that's run by the separate context. So you mean the program is started and then they display okay. After that the separate coroutines started like hello. So this is the way so let's think here what do you mean by dispatchers and threads. The coroutine contexts include the coroutine dispatcher, okay, that determine what thread or threads corresponding the coroutine used to its execution. So whenever we are starting any coroutines, that may be executed by the same threads, or maybe a new thread can execute it or resume. So the coroutine dispatcher can confine the coroutine executions to a specific thread are dispatched to a thread pool are let to run in unconfined. So we have the options. Whatever you are running your coroutines, that coroutine to run in a specific thread are dispatched to a particular thread pool or let it run in unconfined. So all the coroutine builders, as you know, last we discussed about the launch. Just take example are async, except one optional parameter known as a coroutine context. Okay, uh, and where the option parameter means here this is the your, let's see, here is your offer. Here you can offer your coordinate context, right? So this is the context you pass here. Whatever the context you are passing. If you not specify anything, that this will take as a default one. So here is the some kind of you can say, you say if you are running as I simply launch, and here you are not specifying any context. That means the main running block coroutine context will bypass. Now you want our launch should be like a dispatcher start unconfined, or you have option dispatcher dot default, or you have a, you can say key a new single thread context my own. So these are the some set of options available. Let us run the code. Here you say run launch, and simply say here say run, uh, sorry, you say key run blocking. This is the by default inherited. You can say you are not specifying anything here. I just let key thread name. You have option. You can specify the thread name. Current thread name. So if you run which threads it will run, yes. So this you are getting the default main threads by default. And let's you have a pass something like let's here say I'm passing dispatcher dot. These are the dispatcher default IO main yuck unconfined. Let's keep fast here. You say unconfined. Uh, let's run it. Now these are the running unconfined main threads. You have options like you can option default. Here you can say default, and here you can check the default. What are the default? So these are the, you can say, defaultly are taking any worker pool. So if you're passing a default, that means your coroutines are run inside your pool. And you have another options like you can provide your new own thread pool. I think let's launch. Here you can see new single thread pool and what are the contexts. It's my own thread. Okay, and in this way you can pass your own context, whatever you have. Okay, my own context thread pool. So these are the different options where whenever you are going to launch any coroutines, you have options. You can leave it. You cannot put anything here. Just leave it blank. That means they are inherited. Or you have options. You can provide you a specific dispatcher, maybe unconfined, or maybe default, or maybe whatever it is. So if you look this programs as an example here, they are not passing anything. That means they are running inside your main thread. Okay, and you are passing an unconfined. Still, they are running your main thread. Okay, or if you pass as a default here, in the case of default, you are checking this, that your dispatcher pool, or you can specify your own context, this is the own thread context. So this is the way you have options you can think. So if you read it carefully, look like here launch when you are going to start coroutine engine launch without any parameter, it's inherit the context, okay, from your coroutine scope. As in our programs, it is inherited from the context of main. I mean, we have run blocking coroutines. And in the case of, you can say, unconfined, you say it's kind of a special dispatcher, and also appear to run as a main. Okay, whenever we run test, we have tested this also. So it's the basic use case, and there is one default dispatcher when no other dispatcher explicitly specify in this case. So you can also specify the dispatcher.default, and this is the kind of a shared background thread pools they are used. Like in our example, we have used the worker thread pool one. Sometimes you can also use the your own context like here. So create the threads of a coroutine to run, and dedicated thread is a very expensive. So in real application, you must release whenever your threads your task is completed. So these are the dedicated thread you can say, but that is the some scenario where we needed key our coroutine should be run in a specific context. Then you can pass it. Okay, so you have a notice that here this is the run by own. So this is decide key when you are really needed or not needed. That's by default. This just leave it. They are inherited from your running block like a coroutine scope. If you look, both confined and unconfined dispatchers are running from the main. So what are the differences? Okay, if the dispatcher dot unconfined, so coroutine dispatch start a coroutine in the caller threads until the first suspension point come. Okay, you can say कि whenever your coroutine start, they are inherited, okay, from the caller threads, and until your first suspend function not execute. Any suspend function execute after suspension, it resume the coroutine in the thread that fully determined by the suspending function that was invoked. So unconfined dispatcher appear to the coroutine which neither consume CPU time nor update any shared data like a UI and something else. So let us look example. Okay, what do you mean by here? Uh, let's give an example here. If you look this, this is the you can say ki your you have started your launch with the unconfined, and whenever you print something, that is the delay your suspending function. So whenever you pass a first suspension function invoke, after that you can look these statements are not just printed by the inherited thread, but maybe some different threads. Let's execute an example. So here say I'm a launch, and here say I'm passing a dispatcher dot unconfined hearsay intelligence. It's key before this is the first unconfined unconfined before suspended function plus thread, right? And let's see after that I invoke one suspended function. This is the delay like 1 minute. And after that let's see after. Okay. So let us notice the output as per the definition. This it should behave like that. This statements must be executed by the inherited thread. Let's analyze the output. This is your before before suspended function. Your main thread is the running, but any suspend this is our suspended function, suspend function, and after that this is the same your dispatcher, but they are going to run with the different default executor thread pool. So they have determined they are going to using the inherited and a caller thread pools are depend upon the when you are going to invoke any suspend function. After suspend functions, your code is going to resume with a specific thread pool. Okay, the same program you try to run, this is a default. Okay, like without passing anything. That's key without passing any context. Here, you say main run blocking, run blocking, and let's observe the run blocking before and after output. If you run it, so this is the run blocking before main function, before main function, and after main function. So if you're not specifying any parameter here, if you're not specifying any parameter here, that means they are inheriting from your context, and the same context used across all the suspend or resume function. But in the case of you specify some dispatcher, they behave differently. So this is the here we are trying to say. Until you have to think, we need the suspended function after your context are resumed in the same threads or different threads. If you want the same thread, then we have to flat launch without any dispatcher. So this is the very basic set of you can say dispatcher. You should know कि whenever any coroutine invoke our suspended function are executed by the same threads or can be resumed maybe different threads, but not always. But it is also not a guarantee कि whenever you are invoking any coroutines, they always go to execute in the separate thread. Might be your current thread is available free to run your set of code. Your current thread can take. Maybe after suspended, main thread is in busy state. So your code is continue, here continue, maybe different threads or main thread. Might be case given your code is suspended and after resume your functionality, at that time it will main thread is available, then main thread will continue. So here coroutines are very work optimized way. Not always create a new threads for each coroutine and always suspended and again execution of resume the same context and the same thread. No, whatever thread available in the thread pools, they can reuse. So, as a developer, we should know we have an option. We can pass the dispatcher on which threads our coroutine should work. If you're not passing anything, they are just inherited. That's from main. Main we are running from the run blocking. So run blockings are inherited. So you should know these set of dispatcher Kotlin standard library offer for us. Whenever we are writing any asynchronous async or parallel threading concept, like here we have a coroutine, we have a run in a two-way, maybe in the launch way or async way. In the both case, these dispatcher will work, and you can use if needed. At least you know these are the set of tools as a standard library offer. Sometime I want no always my main thread is responsible to executing all the coroutines. No, I want separate thread should be. Why not? So Kotlin offer as a developer need the set of codes should be run in a separate thread pool. They can. So hope it is helping to you whenever you are in the situation you need pass some different thread pool or different dispatcher. These are the syntax and semantic Kotlin standard library offer. Please try to use whenever it's feasible. Again, here I'm like to say thank you for watching this video.